Hi, guys, and welcome back for another episode of The Vertical Take with Jennifer and Taha. Today we have the mischievous Teig Sadhana. This is episode 31. I can't believe we've come across all of this.
Yeah.
Congratulations. 31 is a very auspicious number, so awesome for that. Teig, I'm just going to dive right into the first question, if that's okay with you.
Sure. Ready and willing.
Okay.
So, what first sparked your interest in acting? Was there a defining moment?
I think for a lot of kids, it's probably pretty similar. I like imagination, playing games with my friends in the backyard, sticks that look like swords, things like that were massive.
Yeah.
Toys. I remember having like a Tarzan toy as a kid that I loved on some next level. I think I thought I was Tarzan for a minute. And then my parents put me in youth theater when I was a kid. And I did maybe a summer course of youth theater and had the best time. And I think that kind of opened the door for me to what theater can be, to what acting and storytelling can be at a very young age. And then I never touched it again until I was in the end of high school. And I think I was probably a bit chatty in class, and the teachers thoroughly recommended that I go into the drama classes. And I did that and was taken seriously in that respect for like the first time, I remember. And as a young teenager, that's so important. And this beautiful teacher called Miss McCann really looked after me and sort of made me excited about theater. And then I stopped again, and it kind of exited. This is just teenage years, the toing and froing. And then by the time I ended up in my last 2 years of what in Australia, where I went to school, we call college, year 11 and 12, which is what junior and senior year, I guess, here. I always get a bit confused. I, in an effort, I think, to be lazy, did 3 drama classes, a music and an English, thinking it would be easy.
Those were your options for college.
That was what I chose to make my schedule into. Thinking I could kind of have the easiest run through. And then the three drama classes and the English class were all taught by the same guy who took it upon himself to make sure I didn't sort of bludge through it, and that I was given difficult roles, and that I was that I had expectations put on me in a healthy way. And so that kind of formulated my more adult approach to the art form. And I think those two teachers are amazing. Good teachers can really affect their students and can really affect sort of the direction of people's lives. And I think I had a couple teachers that really invested effort in me and showed me that this is real, that theater and film and storytelling like this is a real thing you can really sort of have ambitions to create a life around. So if you're looking for defining moments, those teachers showing up when they did was amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you've performed in London, New York, and even Australia. How has each city shaped you as an actor?
I think they've shaped me as an actor in honestly the same ways that they've shaped me as a person. I'm very aware of how lucky it is to live across continents like that. Not everyone gets the opportunity to do that, and certainly not to do that safely and to thrive doing so. So I'm very grateful for that. I think Australia, you have a sense of time and space, and people are nice to one another earnestly. I don't think people they don't really need anything from each other because there is a level of safety and there is a sort of relaxed feeling to life. I think you get that in art as well, but then you run out of ambition quite quickly, because if there's no real need to push and hustle, you don't really end up doing it. London has an incredible wealth of tradition and history. It is a city, and the UK in general, Europe in general, really, but I'll speak mainly to my experience in London and the UK. It's a culture that really respects and understands the art and has invested thousands of years into the art. And that you can see that in the way that professionals hold themselves. You can see that in the way that sets are run. You can see that in the way that theaters approach work. There is a depth of meaning and tradition and purpose that I think is crucial to what we all find so attractive about British creative endeavors. And then New York, America, it's industrial. It's so on the frontier. Everyone here is so clued into exactly what we're doing and how to do it. It's very functional and utilitarian, which is so good. And as a professional, it's made me faster. It's made me stronger as an actor. It's made me a better actor because of those two things. Where in Australia, you might have the ability to sit back and say, well, it doesn't matter too much. So like, I don't have to try so hard. In America, there's 5 more guys waiting for your spot. So you have to really stay on your game. And that is terrifying, but so exciting.
It's more cutthroat.
Yeah.
Well, now, is it true that, and I heard this from someone, that Australia doesn't have a lot of opportunities when it comes to getting into like the acting areas?
It's definitely growing. I think people have a lot of sort of caged understandings of what Australia is. I think a lot of people think Australia is just the desert, and they think it's just sort of like the outback, which is because I think, unfortunately, Australia has sold itself as tourism, as like a tourism hotspot more than anything else. It's a very, comparatively to the UK especially and America, it's 400 years younger democratically. And so there are some great questions to be had about how a post-colonial nation deals with itself and its culture 400 years after, say, the Americas. And what way do we want to go with that? I think those conversations are hard to have, and it's really easy to just position yourself as, desert boys and, like Aussie, funny, silly, which is a choice. And I think what that's unfortunately led is a lack of industry opportunities across the board. And so I think our generation is starting to break that down a little bit, which is really exciting, and are more willing to have those conversations, which is really exciting. And we saw just before COVID kind of really kicked everyone in the butt, there was a big move to sort of get funding down in Australia for, it's equipment. It's as simple as equipment and studio space and crews. These are the behind the scenes stuff that when you're looking at putting a production together cost millions of dollars. So of course are going to be a disincentive for production companies to produce in a certain place. Australia now are finally investing in that sort of infrastructure. So they will have crews, they will have access to the major equipment that would cost a lot to ship from the US or the UK to Australia. And we saw that with Fall Guy, the what's his name? Ryan Gosling film that came out like last year. They filmed that all in Australia, and it was a big commercial film that did really, really well and was part of the proof sort of mechanism to prove that Australia can produce films on that level. So it's slowly happening, but it's a long way to send big dolly cams and big bits of equipment. And so it's about building up from the inside out, and they're slowly starting to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we would love to see some more progression on that. Definitely.
I agree.
So, Teig, what was the biggest adjustment moving from stage to screen?
Awesome question. Awesome question, because so many layers, and I come from like heavy drama school background. I came to America for that because again the palette is so sophisticated here. I know it's sometimes fashionable to poke fun at the American film palette or the American entertainment palette, but it's so sophisticated in ways that I think we really do need to respect. And drama school put me through my paces. And of course, drama schools are based around predominantly theater acting, although they are definitely starting to translate their technique work into film because it's absolutely necessary. And ideally, look, if I were in a dream situation, I'd be able to say there is no difference, that like you're a human being in both of these forms of storytelling. So why are we making it too complicated? But it's technical. So on a technical level, when you're trying to hit the back row and there's 300, 400, 500 people in an audience, that requires something technically of your instrument that is minute. We're talking about little details here. When you've got an 8K camera in your face, you don't need that amount of energy. And in fact, you'll read weird if you do that. Sounds simple, really hard to pull off, guys. Like as a human, like doing that with the camera in your face, with the person in the back row who's paid the money, really hard to figure out how to actually do that. But crucial. So it's about knowing, for me, it's about knowing environment, purpose, and circumstance, and then putting that into how you project the script itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know that I've got to hit that guy. I know that I've got to do this. I know that this camera needs this little twinge in my eye, that one little tiny thing that the guy in the back row will never see. But now that there's an 8K camera, I have to do it. You know what I mean? So it's about understanding where you are, hopefully to get back to the point where it's not different. You're just a human being still in both.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. So the reason you're here, the reason why we know you is because of verticals. So you've become a familiar face in the vertical dramas. How did you first get involved with verticals in that world?
Yeah. I mean, this has surprised all of us. This has been so cool. This whole micro industry we've developed for ourselves here.
Yeah.
I came out of drama school, no prospects of work, terrified, trying to figure out how to pay my rent in New York City. We all know how hard that is. And was scrolling backstage, and I found an independent vertical that hasn't been released yet, and hopefully will get a release because it was a really cool one, and I think it would do really well. But I applied for that. I got the job. I was driven out to Pennsylvania, bird in hand, Pennsylvania, which is right in the middle of Amish country, and it's beautiful. I'd never seen anything like it, really. All the buggies and like the 12-year-olds that dress like old men and like have responsibilities on their shoulders that I could never deal with. We're out in the middle of the countryside shooting, and I shot it with Mariah Moss, who was awesome and a great pal who really laid out the foundation of verticals, and she'd been in it for about a year or so at that point. So she kind of had figured out the scene a little bit, and then was, as she is, incredibly gracious in sharing as much of the information as she could with me. And that really set me in a great direction. And from that point, I went and made several more after that.
Yeah. It came one.
Well, we're glad you did.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And so is my landlord who needed the rent money.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, wow, that's interesting because we thought Siblings Strike Back was your first vertical, but it turns out your first ever vertical has never been released.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're listening, guys, please get it out there because it was cool. I really, really liked it.
Interesting. Well, yeah, hopefully we should see that. Normally people say, don't watch our first verticals. I wasn't too good in it. But you're actually very enthusiastic about it, and that's really good.
I was literally straight out of drama school. So I was like, my engine was running. I was so ready. I was so happy to be on set and making money and friends and connections. So I would love to see it.
No, absolutely not.
Suppose it hasn't come out with Mariah Moss being in it. It seems like it would have been put out.
Yeah, it must have got caught. Some of the behind the scenes stuff that even I don't know about, and I have no control over, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's production. We can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Oh well, but we can just hope for the best.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Teig, did you face any skepticism early on around vertical dramas as a serious format?
Yeah, I think rather than skepticism itself, I think it was definitely curiosity, and sometimes like cynical curiosity. I think people don't know quite what it is, and have struggled until they've started really blowing up to see the sort of the horizons on this that we all can see from within it. Like you guys wouldn't be doing this and all the great work that you're doing if you didn't see how big of a future this space has and how big of a fan base it's gathered. So I think people were a bit skeptical and still are quite skeptical. I remember my mum, when I told her about the first job I did, I sent her my location because, again, I was going to random middle of nowhere Pennsylvania. And I remember she called me and wanted to really make sure it wasn't adult content, which I guaranteed her it was, and I had a script. It's okay, it's all right. But it all seemed a little odd, like it came about too quickly. It's such a super like indie film. The pay is a certain thing. Like it all seemed a little bit odd. So people were definitely a little skeptical, and a little curious about what on earth these verticals are. And I think there's a bit of skepticism around. Weirdly enough, when you turn a screen like this, people think it's cheaper for some reason.
Okay.
Which is interesting, because what's happening now is we're starting to really elevate the frames and the space. So the way that directors of photography, for instance, work is now really elevating quite fast, because that skepticism is breaking down. So definitely a little bit of skepticism, some curiosity and cynicism from like my high art theater school pals. But also they're all just so happy for someone to get work right now. It's so hard. It's so hard to work full time and not have 7 different day jobs to try and make life possible. So a lot of my pals and a lot of the people that I speak to are just stoked that I'm okay and that I'm like making my life work for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's not dodgy.
Yeah, it's not, thankfully. Thankfully.
It's funny that you said that about your mom, because it's funny, and we can clip this out if we need to, but I remember when I told my mom about these verticals, she's like, verticals? Is this, well, she said porn, but she's like, is that what this is? I was like, no, Mom. That's not what I'm watching.
That's exactly what my, like, literally to a T, that's what my mom said as well. We're still trying to convince everyone it's all just normal film work. But yeah, I mean, these are great. When you really get down to it, they're a really wicked opportunity for actors. And I think most people do see that once they get through the, like, but hang on, it's not Hollywood yet. Yeah, but we're now developing a micro industry within the industry. And once they start to see the bigger picture, it's huge. And some of the big investments that are coming in, some of the big major companies and corporations that are aware of the vertical space right now is really, really exciting. So that skepticism, if it still does exist, it's going to start dissipating pretty soon.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's funny you say that, Jennifer. Yesterday I was with my cousin and I had to do something on her phone. Way older than me. She's like in her 50s. And I saw Real Shorts on her phone. And I'm just like,
oh,
okay. I am going to ignore that. A very silent conversation when that came up.
Yeah.
So which of your vertical roles has pushed you the furthest out of your comfort zone, and what exactly did it teach you?
Oh, another really good question, guys. Without a doubt, Hurt Me, Love Me. That character of Eric was
so toxic.
Tricky. Yeah. And I knew I had to handle it a certain way. There was a lot more in the script that I navigated around than ended up in the final product as well. Not to say that I like took liberties or anything with the character. Everything that we did was all within what was required for the storytelling. But that's a heavy character, and that's a guy going through a lot. And I think when if you kind of zoom back and you look at it, he's just very abusive and kind of a horrible man. And he's not dealing with sort of the complexities of his feelings very well. And then all of that lands on Paige's character, Catherine, I think her name was. Yeah. So he was tricky because as an actor, you kind of have to back where your character's coming from to an extent. You don't always have to like believe they're the good guy, although that is a really good way in sometimes to like position yourself as the central sort of moral piece, because ultimately everyone kind of does think that they're the good guy or there's something seriously wrong with you and please get help. But I think so for me, trying to read and mine in that character, mine for whatever it was that gave him some sense of righteousness, some sort of reason that he was the way he was. And it ultimately led me into, I mean, he's being used, or it's the fear of being used by everyone around you, which was ultimately the anchor that I used for that character. But it was really difficult. And I remember having conversations with the producer on set, who was great as well, a producer from Drama Box. Or was it good? I think it was Good Short, actually. I can't remember now. The producers won't be happy that I don't remember that, but that's okay. But I had a chat with her one time driving back to the hotel, and we spoke about what happens in Western audiences' mind when you have an abusive character, especially a male abusive character who is ultimately the lead, who in the end kind of gets his way, and how to navigate that well. Because I remember, for instance, we had like quite a hot and heavy sex scene that was sort of semi-consensual, obviously from Catherine's perspective, which is a problem. And that was so early on in the piece. And I remember us discussing how we can sort of philosophically keep the audience with this character if he's doing that so early on in the piece.
Yeah.
As to the success of that, I'm not 100% sure. And I think a lot of different people who've seen that film have different thoughts on that. And that's awesome. But that was tricky. That was really, really hard to try and figure out a way to root that into something that was watchable, palatable, and worth telling, you know?
No, absolutely. And I think that's one of the only roles that have come out where you're an actual villain. You've only been the good guy in the other ones. But I wouldn't even consider you a villain, because at the end of the day, your character showed so much development. Like, he really did mend his ways for the better, especially after, I forgot the character's name. Tubely Connor, I think that's his name.
Yeah. What was the character's name?
Yeah, so after he came on. So after that character came in and gave you kind of a reality shock of, you know, Paige's character and how beautiful of a soul she is and how you're mistreating her. So it kind of shows that you may be a monster outside, but even monsters can turn into butterflies.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I'll
take that, put that in my pocket for when I need it. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Yes. So definitely well done for that. And you portrayed it really good. You made something negative into something positive, and that's very hard to do, especially with the new topics that are going around in the vertical world. So marvelous.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Right. So, Teig, do you see vertical dramas as shaping the future of acting?
Absolutely. I don't think these are going away. I think initially when this industry was set up, it might have been seen as a sort of short-term, let's go to America and get as much money out of this thing that's really successful in China already. I think initially maybe that was part of the business plan, and then I'm pretty sure they've seen how much the market has space for this kind of content, which is so exciting. So I think on an industrial side of things, it's creating, like we said before, so many opportunities for actors to get work, a new ground to break for actors to sort of establish a name for themselves and establish marketability for themselves and some value to themselves in the market. As sort of lame as that is, that's a super important part of the process. As an actor, talking about like the technical side of acting as well, I think it is certainly an interesting translation to try and figure out how exactly you need to approach a vertical script to get it right, to hit the beats in the way that they need in order to hit the sort of episode turnaround and keep people interested. So in terms of like the technical side of it, it's definitely it will and is affecting how certain actors develop their roles and how they approach the craft. I also just think this is a huge chapter for screen-based narrative telling and like I said, film theater style storytelling through the screen. This is a whole new playground, and I think it will really start to revolutionize how we look at screens. It's not now just horizontal format is the only way that we can perceive things cinematically. I think the better that these frames get, the more sophisticated our DPs get when they're starting to make frames. The more effort we put into elevating these, I think the whole space is going to revolutionize how we perceive screen-based media in general.
Yes.
I completely agree with that. So unfortunately, in the vertical world, we don't have any type of ability to recognize you guys or anything like that. No awards, nothing like that. But Jen, Vertical Drama Love, did have an awards little things she put together. So winning the Rising Star 2024 at the Vertical Drama Love Awards, how did that recognition feel?
Amazing, honestly. And congrats to Jen for that. Jen has done so much in this space to sort of pull together the fan base so that we're taken seriously. She's also, I know, in contact with a lot of people that are making like they're the people who are circling, who are about to start investing fully in it. So these sort of these events like the VertFest, like the Vertical Drama Love Awards, these are huge because they start adding to the market base that these investors look at. They look at those. She got 16,000 votes from every country on the planet and some made up planets apparently. So I mean that's pretty amazing. And you show that data to investors and they go, oh, and the little dollar signs show up in their eyes. They get excited, rah, rah, rah. So first off, like the award itself, the awards ceremony itself, I was just super proud to be a part of it. I'm really proud of our community. I'm proud that it was so loving, and that we can pull together so many people, guys. There's so many of us here together. On a personal level, it was really lovely. Like it was really, really, really sweet to be recognized like that. Like I had come out of drama school, like I keep saying, and I had worked so hard. By that point, I think I did like 8 films. I've now done 11 with now the sort of next few lined up. So it was really nice to sort of work my butt off, come out of drama school in a foreign country I'm not from, have no connections, work my butt off on these roles, like we were talking about with Help Me Love Me, struggle in a healthy artistic way, struggle to make them work. And then to be recognized felt just really, really lovely. And really, I've got so much gratitude for our community, because I feel like they saw me and they recognized me in a way that I really needed, I guess. I really, really needed, and everyone can use a pat on the back. And I feel like our community really gave me a bit of a hug, which was lovely.
Yeah. Well, and you know, there for a while, like I didn't really know who you were, but I kept hearing people talk about Teig, and I'm like, what is a Teig? Like, I mean,
yeah, exactly.
What is a Teig? And then somebody, and I think it was Taha, was like, well, no, you got to go watch this vertical. And I was like, so then when I was like, oh, that's
what, November, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that was November. I was like,
that's a
yeah, you gotta.
Hey,
yeah.
we should make that a thing. So that's a Teig. Got it.
That's a Teig. Taha, thanks for the recommendation. I appreciate it.
I've recommended you to so many people. It's
You're the best.
No worries. One you did, is it the surrogate one? No, the one that came out on Real Shorts where there was dog abuse. I took the liberty to go ahead and tell Jennifer in advance which.
Yeah, because I don't do animal abuse.
Yeah, no. So I was like, skip these episodes, and she was able to watch it because she was like, I'm not gonna watch it, and I'm like,
I know.
I'll tell you
No
which
offense.
ones have animal abuse, and you can
No,
skip
I'm not offended at all. It was so unnecessary. We even said it on set during that like it just wasn't required, didn't really extend the story, didn't really tell much, and it starts to alienate members of our community when you have things like that.
Yes,
not ideal. Even just from like a market perspective, you start to alienate your people, your patrons, your family. You know, it does affect you down the line. So I hear you, Jennifer. I assure you that no dogs were hurt. We were very careful.
Okay.
Super on it all the time, just wants to chase things, wants to be like, where can I herd? What sheep am I coming at? Right. And I used to specialize them in walking them, in Melbourne, because so many people have these farm dogs that they don't know how to deal with in the middle of the city. So I'd go and pack my car with like 5 or 6 dogs and take them out to these big cricket ovals where you're like away from a highway it's all fenced in. No one can do anything. There's maybe a river as well. And you can just let the dogs off and then they will run themselves crazy. And I did that for about a year and a half. This was good.
Wow.
I remember reading an article from walking dogs to earning 1,500 per. I did. I was like, that was interesting.
A big glow up, you see, guys. We're really growing.
Yeah, absolutely, and more growing to go.
Always. Hopefully, it never stops.
Never, exactly. So, in Hurt Me, Love Me, what made you think your character resonate so strongly with the audience?
Interesting. I get a lot of messages even still about Hurt Me, Love Me.
Can imagine.
Predominantly, I've found a lot of messages come from the Philippines and India and China regarding that film specifically. I don't quite know, nor deign myself sort of worldly enough to fully understand why specifically those demographics are picking up that film specifically. But I think people really do resonate with like we were saying before, someone feeling trapped, someone feeling stuck, and someone reacting or acting unnaturally to their real intentions because of this like cornered animal experience. I think people really did read that from the character, which made me feel, it makes me feel great that people do get that, because like I was saying before, I really tried to like find that in the guy. But I guess that speaks to a lot of people who also probably feel like what's going on in their life, whatever circumstances they're dealing with, also maybe make them feel a bit cornered and a little bit stuck. And maybe that's why it resonates, is it's sort of that, but with the stakes at 10.
Yeah. I get
Probably.
that.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite of yours is Come Back for You. Your role carried a lot of emotional weight. How did you access that vulnerability? And was there a scene that challenged you the most in Come Back for You?
That film, I remember being really grateful for at the time, because he was a green flag of a character, which coming off the back of Hurt Me, Love Me, I really needed. And it was easy. It's easier in some ways to access that part of you, to play those sort of roles emotionally, at least, you know, it's just a less taxing experience. It did carry, though, like you're saying, it did carry a lot of emotional weight. And I think if I had to pick a scene that was probably the hardest in that, it was maybe the process of sort of Paige's character's death scene at the beginning of the film. And sort of rushing into the hotel room and holding it. And like, that was a tiny hotel room with like 8 different guys in it and like 2 cameras. And it was just very hectic in the room itself. And then you're kind of cradling, like, it's all made up. We know it. We're all playing. But you're also cradling a person and like pretending they're dying in your arms. Like that's a lot, dude. Like, even if we're all make believe.
And then
like,
the fake blood didn't make it better.
Yeah, and she's like spitting on me as well. Bless her. Good thing we were so close. Like, we knew each other and had worked together, obviously.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think that was
had such a great rapport. She's someone that we had built a lot of trust, artistic trust on set with one another, which was great, which made some of that vulnerability easier. But again, it's just a lot. It's a lot to kind of feel like you're putting yourself in a place of desperate grief or desperate panic, and you've got a room of 8 dudes kind of looking at you, and one dude's picking his nose, the other guy's checking the light. Like, that is a weird, emotional and vulnerable place to be in and try to cultivate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Teig, do you have a favorite character, archetype to play the lover or the villain or the outsider?
I love playing, like, I do love playing the lover, and when it's written well, it is really fun. And when you can kind of build a rapport with someone, that is so much fun. In Vertical World, that's sort of my go-to and what I like doing the most. Like I said, like green flag characters who present nice alternatives to some of the other characters in the space. Outside of Verticals, I love playing a bad guy. I love playing I mean, like, outside of the vertical space, sort of my ballpark, my absolute specialty, and kind of where I got to the end of drama school, and in all my conversations with the sort of career trajectory people through drama school, I love playing that character who was maybe the golden child but has fallen off, and everyone's kind of looking at him being like, damn, what happened to him? And he's very aware of it, and he's trying to figure out, well, fuck, what happened to my life? And I love that archetype. I really love someone who is aiming but falling short. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've noticed in myself and in just my acting style, I am always quite willing to let my characters take a hit. I think some actors, positive and negative, this is just an observation, but I think some people struggle sometimes to let their characters take a hit in the gut, like to lose a point. You know, if everything's a tennis match, I think some actors want to really win every point, which is cool, and there'll be roles that really need that. I notice naturally in myself, I love and I feel most connected to my characters when I'm able to take a hit and reroute. Like, I want to hear something from you, I want to feel it and go, ooh, and I'm not afraid for my character to lose that point and then try for the next one. And I find some of those characters the characters that best sort of foster that are the characters, like I was saying before, who like maybe were the golden boy who is falling short of what everyone's expecting of him. The characters like Brick from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, or the son in All My Sons, Arthur Miller, these sort of characters.
Interesting.
I love characters, especially if at the beginning of it, like I really don't like you, like you really have made me like not like you, like you're just like a bad guy. But then by the end of it, you've completely like redeemed yourself, and now I can't like picture myself like ever not liking you. Those are the kind of characters that really resonate with me, I guess, because they're I don't know what. I mean, because especially like like I said, if I really don't like you at the beginning of it, like I'm just like, but then by the end of it, it's like, oh, you've completely turned yourself around.
It's beautiful. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about our art form, is that we can prove that process in people. I think right now one of the worst things that sort of happened in our generation is we've lost the ability to disagree healthily. And if through the process of watching films, you can disagree with someone and then hear through their philosophy and come to a point of comfort and some sort of place of understanding, I think that teaches people, it like sets in your brain the neural pathway of everyone has a perspective, everyone has some sort of sense of humanity. Let me maybe hear this person out, which maybe will make us healthier and make us communicate better and love one another more, be kinder to each other.
Absolutely.
So something that I didn't know is that you've written and directed before. How does that influence the way that you approach your acting roles?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I don't think every actor has to be a writer and a director and a producer and the gaffer and the G&E guy. But it really helps when you know other people's jobs. Not from a place of micromanaging or trying to do the job for them, but from a place of how to respectfully operate around what their scope of responsibility is on a set. Sets are stressful. Sets and theaters are stressful environments to be in, especially when you're canon. If you've got a 5-10 day shoot, you've got 5 days of load into a theater space in order to then put the show up. It's really stressful. It's really, really hard. So the more that you can kind of understand and empathize and know each other's jobs, the better you can operate around one another to make things as smooth as possible. So I think that's probably more than anything. It doesn't affect my acting necessarily outside of I know how to technically sort of address a DP to understand what they need from me in that frame, or I understand sort of how lighting works in a theater space because I've done rigging before, to know how to communicate with the lighting guys to know where they need me to stand on the corner of the stage when they put the down light. You know what I mean? But I think what it does do is it makes you more of a team player. And the more you're on the team, the more you're able to collaborate. Like this is, for some reason, we've decided acting is egos and it's about the actor. And it's all about like this that one person who's like an angel. I'm like, no, this is the most collaborative art form there is. We need everyone from across the artistic spectrum, from art directors to musicians to guys who literally, and you can see it in their eyes, spend all day looking at lights. Because their specialty is how lights work and how a shadow will tell a story, or how a certain like warmth in a light bulb will tell a different story. These guys are absolutely crucial to the process. So if I can be as much of a team player and sort of assist and help them, or at least stay out of their way as much as possible, that's golden. That's golden. That's money, as producers would say. Saves money, saves time.
Of course. I was gonna give a very quirky, nerdy example. The example I was gonna give was an organelle.
An organ? Wait, what's that a reference to? Is this Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No. So, my background is science.
Okay.
So, an organelle. So, a cell has organelles. Get it? Mitochondria, the nucleus, the ribosomes. It's okay. It's
my
so
background
stupid.
is not science.
I know. That's why I didn't want to say.
You might have the biggest brain in the chat.
No. As you can see, it's still morning. I'm testing myself.
I immediately went for like alien civilization in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That was what
No,
when you said
our
science, I went
bodies.
science fiction.
Okay, so we have organs, and then we have organelles, which are tiny little organs inside cells. So the nucleus is like the powerhouse of a cell, and then you have the ribosomes, which is like the lungs, and then you have, you know, other organelles. It's okay. It's stupid me. Sorry.
The body is amazing. No, it's amazing. It's making me think of like as above, so below. Everything, it just fractals down. It's the same processing, just on different layers.
Yeah, it's just a very vague. Forgive me. So, Teague, which actors or actresses, vertical and non-vertical, would you like to work with in the future?
Ooh. Non-vertical, it would be a dream of mine to work with an actor like Stephen Graham. I don't know if you've seen the film This Is England or Boiling Point. I think he just did Adolescence as well. I haven't seen that yet, but I hear amazing things. He's incredible. He's absolutely incredible. He's one of the greatest film actors I've ever seen. I just think he brings a level of sort of authenticity and freedom to his roles that give him so much scope. His role in This Is England, if you're an acting student and you're looking for sort of a one of the most classy antagonist performances you can find, that's one. He's incredible. Or like Mark Rylance in theater, he's like a Shakespeare specialist, and I'm not necessarily the Shakespeare guy, but I think what he then takes into other roles is really, really, really cool. He did a production of Jerusalem, which is a play about a bunch of people in like the West Country, basically like sort of Southwest England. And about like this ragtag bunch of people who don't really have much going for them in their small town. And he's this sort of older man who lives in a caravan outside of town, who's creating this safe space for all these teenagers to come run ragged. And he's just so electric. He's so cool. Mark Rylance is one of the coolest actors. In terms of the vertical space, I would love to work again, honestly, with like Kate Krieger. Kate Krieger in LA, who I did the Cougar film with, was so good. Such a consummate professional. Clearly has a long history of theater acting as well, and brought so much of that to that role. She was awesome. I also would love to work, for instance, with Eric. The leading guys don't often overlap very much in verticals, which is a shame. But it makes sense. I get it. But I would love a chance to work with him. I've heard nothing but really, really cool things about him.
No, he's amazing. I've had the chance to actually meet him in person, and yeah, he's a very down to earth, very wonderful individual. It's funny how you mentioned the Cougar one, because I felt after watching that you really did push yourself in terms of, well, I don't know how comfortable you are, but I have, like, we've seen LGBTQ stuff, verticals and stuff like that, and in that you did share a kiss with the same gender, and I was like, oh wow, you really are opening the space and exploring yourself as an actor. And, I give you props for that. Definitely.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I think the way that it was handled in the script was a big deal for me. Obviously, I come from the queer community. I've got lesbian mothers, so I have long history understanding sort of the process of the exposure of the community in media. I kind of understand the pitfalls and the sort of the bad tropes and the good tropes that have been sort of used to either advertise us or sell us to other parts of the world or the community, but also the things that work. And I think in the film, there was I think the way that they deal with the confrontation at the end of his like sort of coming out scene was appropriately sweet for me to feel comfortable about offering that story arc, because it could have gone, I mean, if that character ends up becoming the butt of a joke because of his sexuality, then we've ruined it, right? But instead, what it was a moment of great acceptance. And I think my character as well doesn't at any point, he never reacts like with any sort of disgust, or he doesn't even react negatively in any way to that moment. It's just like, hey kid, you might have the wrong impression here. And then down the line, it's like it's a support thing. And I think that sort of casual approach to something that now is so normalized in the world in a way that, like, when I was 16, it wasn't, it was when I was like 17, 18, it started to become cool. Right. that very laid back, casual approach, I honestly have found is the healthiest way to address it in the industry, because it makes people feel less tokenized, and more seen and respected as people, not just like labels or definitions and like defined by flags and things like that. They're human beings who are having experiences. And so the fact that that was written well helped a lot. But I'm glad that got through to you, honestly. That means a lot.
Yeah, no, I was like, okay, this guy is taking things to the next level. This is good, along with spreading awareness. So we like that.
Always.
So, do you ever watch any of your fan edits or reactions to your characters while scrolling? There are lots of it out there.
I get sent a lot. I try to reshare, like repost on my story the ones that come through that I like, that work best for what I'm trying to do with my online presence as well. It's an interesting relationship. I think my ego is like, cool, yeah, oh my God. And then I'm also like a normal person. So part of me is like, okay, what's happening here? Why are people like spending so much time editing my face? But I also know that it's part of the territory. It's part of what we're doing and what we're selling, and it's part of building the community as well. And if we've got a community that's so inspired that it wants to create content like that, to keep feeding itself, that is so exciting. It's so exciting. So I'm ultimately really grateful. I've gone through the process of being like kind of bewildered by it all. And now it's quite exciting to see the creativity of these people. Like, people are really creative online, and they're great in those editing suites. So
yeah, no, absolutely. So Teig, if you could revisit one of your vertical characters and give them a sort of a spin-off, who would it be?
Ooh. Probably Eric from Hurt Me, Love Me. I know we've spoken about that a lot today, but I would love to see what the next process is, or the next part of his sort of process towards healing. I think that's a really cool. Yeah, exactly. Now she can talk, and I think he's had enough of that sort of reckoning with himself and his actions. I feel like the next stage could be a really, really interesting. And if anyone's listening, write this, pen this, let's do this. Right. I feel like there's a story there to be told about how they piece back together this great love that they've had since they were children, and what that looks like in real time. Like him maybe going to therapy, and like him going through the process of like, how do I get out of this place where I really was suspicious of everyone in my life? And maybe her going through the process of like learning to speak again properly. You know, it's a rehabilitation story for both of them. I feel like that'd be really beautiful, a really beautiful like window into people's lives that we're not getting yet in verticals, that would probably do quite well as well.
It's funny you say therapy, because I have yet to see a vertical where a therapist is involved. I have not.
Well, there are, but they're for the sexy stuff. It's usually about like one of those type of.
Oh, the BDS.
Yeah.
But it's not like a mental health.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No. Yeah. The message that we're trying to put is you're actually seeking help to better yourself, not seeing your therapist for a quick shag. Like, no, that's not what we're trying to do. That's not what
it's so
Which
true,
leads back to what people think verticals are. But anyway.
Oh, good.
Okay, so going back to the whole, fan edits and stuff, what is the funniest or most memorable fan message you've ever received? And did you respond to it?
Well, I try to respond honestly as much as possible. You have to be a little bit. It's the internet, so you have to be a little bit aware of how you conduct yourself and how you give energy away online as well. I get a lot, like, this is very specific to me, and I know people may cringe at this, but I have a really personal and profound relationship with the godhead of Krishna, and specifically Sri Radha Krishna, which has always just been in the background in my life. It's always been a huge huge sort of foundation stone for me in my life. And I get a lot of people just sending blessings, just literally saying Jai Krishna, which is really lovely. Yes. And I will never, ever, ever not open them and smile. I love to receive those.
I catered my birthday message very strongly on that for you, if you remember.
Yeah, I do. Thank you. No, those messages are lovely, because that to me is something that's so core and so important, and that people sort of can share in that space. I don't think it doesn't like demand anything from me. It's not intense. It's not uncomfortable. It's just people sharing beautiful energy. And so that's really, really lovely. Yeah. More of that.
Of course. Okay, so on to the fun stuff. So as a Liverpool fan, how do you handle the highs and lows of a season?
Like a madman, like a crazy person. It's football, and that's kind of what you do it. What you're in it for. You're in it for the highs and lows. You're in it for a safe place to go through the whole gamut of emotions, which
of course
I don't think, unfortunately, we have created well for ourselves as men in the world right now. We need to get better at that, as creating sort of safe places to fully experience the spectrum of our emotions. I think football is a good little place where it can happen, which is nice. I'm lucky in that I kind of rode through them being really, really bad when I was like 14, 15, and now they're really, really good. So it's mainly highs at the moment, but we'll see. I've sort of front loaded all of my my tragic experiences regarding football. But no, I ride with it, and I love it, and I love the highs and I love the lows, and I kind of enjoy and expect them both.
Good answer. My answer would have been different, but that's fine.
Yeah, but again, you're Chelsea, so you probably got more lows. Although you guys look good this year. You guys finally look good with all of your like 23.
Not you rubbing it in. I mean, we are number 2 right now in the Premier League, so let's see what happens.
Behind who again? Oh, yeah, it was
right. Yeah, let's see what happens tomorrow when you're with Arsenal.
Oh yeah, that is true. Well, also, I'm going to be messaging you when Liverpool play Chelsea in a couple of weeks.
Okay, we'll see. Just friendly banter going on.
Always, yeah.
Always.
Well, I had to go and message Taha because I don't know much about this area. And I was like, so is the Premier League going on right now? So.
And when she messaged me, this was my face.
Yeah. Yeah, get with the program, Jennifer. Come on.
Apparently. So, what are you going to do if they win? Like, what's the first thing you're going to do if Liverpool?
Well, not to rub it in even more, but we did win last year, so we're currently the champions with a little gold patch on our arm.
All right.
Within saying that, I've only seen them win twice now in my whole life, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the hill while I'm on it, guys. Look, if they won this year, I will buy a bunch of jerseys, and I will make a bunch of annoying posts for my friends to be frustrated by, and I will be the most obnoxious piece of shit about it for a month, and then everything will balance out again, and the world will probably humble me, and I'll come back to myself.
Well, at least one thing we can agree on: Man United sucks.
Man United sucks. Yes, we're all very, very happy about that.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we can be united about that. Actually, we can be on the same page easily there.
Awesome. Yeah, because growing up in school, oh my god, we would play football, footy. And it's so stupid because every single person would be their own team player. So you would be playing for yourself. If you score a goal, that's a goal for you. And you would be chosen either Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, all the teams. And I always got stuck with Man United. So I'm like... And everyone used to be like, "Oh, you're the gay one. You have to take Man United. They're gays, man." And I'm just like, I'm just trying to play footy here, trying to socialize, and Hey, I used to win though, so.
Yeah, well, good. See, I'm still traumatized. When I was in high school, they just won every year. And I sat in roll call, I sat next to one of my best friends at the time who was a Man United supporter. And he would always wear the jersey. And it was my whole teen years was them just being the best in the world.
School uniform wasn't in improv.
No, I went to public school in Australia where it was all very laid back. If you were in generally the right colors, they were okay with it. Like,
you see, I was always in school uniform, 3-piece, well, similar to a 3-piece suit or a jumper on top of a shirt and a tie, and I bloody hated it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's
play
why
football in that at lunch as well with those little black shoes that slip.
We used to take off our shoes and either do it barefoot or do it in socks. And we used to have the most disgusting grass stains.
Yeah, everyone's mum would have loved that for sure. Everyone's mum
like that. Mum's like, what are you doing? Are you like dragging your feet on the field?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Mum, yeah. Ah, the good old days. Right, so last question. You're known for doing a Chewbacca impression.
Am I? Okay.
I actually haven't seen any other actor do it, so. Do you ever break it out on set? And if we could be a little bit cheeky, could we get a glimpse of it?
No, I never break it out on set because it's completely unnecessary on set. I would love to. Anyone wants it, I'll do it, but it hasn't come up yet.
Okay, everybody, if you watch this, definitely ask him about his Chewbacca.
Yeah, any directors really need a scene where the lead just breaks into a Chewbacca impression. We should definitely write that in. Yeah, I'll give you an example. Actually, before I do this, there was a meme that went around Australia for a while. It was a video of a woman who she had broken up with her ex. She lived in, I think, Perth on the western coast of Australia. And she broke up with her ex, and as revenge, her ex all across the country had these flyers printed being like official Star Wars casting call looking for people to do Chewbacca impressions, right? Brilliant. And then has her number in little tearaway tags being like, call here, leave a Chewbacca impression at the voicemail. So these were everywhere because these were even posted in like my hometown and stuff like that, right? Which is completely on the other side of the country from Perth. And it also went viral on the internet. I think this little poster picture went around. So I called the number.
Not you participating.
I did it. I didn't realize it was revenge. I was just like, okay, cool. I've got that. I've got a little party trick, right? So I called the number and it goes straight to voicemail because by this point she's like blocked everyone's numbers and it goes straight to voicemail and I do the phone call. There's a video online of the news report from like Channel 7 News or something where she's talking to them being like, I thought if you're going to break up with someone, you should be more mature, but this is crazy. They're calling all day. And she plays one that I'm pretty sure is me. I can like recognize the timbre of my Chewbacca impression in this news article. It's so funny. Go to YouTube, find that. All of those details, you'll find it on YouTube quite easily.
I'll link it in the description box below.
Yeah. Okay.
Fantastic.
I can't believe you guys just made me do that, but there you go, internet. That's all yours. Clip it.
It's okay.
Make fan edits of that.
There you go. We just gave him material.
That's fine. We had Cayman Cardiff growl and take off his shirt on the show. It's fine.
Hey, listen.
That's nothing.
On our show, anything goes.
Apparently, and listen, I'm loving it. I'm here for it.
Oh my god.
So, carrying on.
Yep.
So next part, now we've got all the questions, things like that out of the way. Now we're gonna do 2 truths and a lie. I'm in the lead. I can't remember by how far, but
13, and I'm at 9 or 8. I have to check. Give me a sec.
Yeah, go get your scores up.
Hey, I'm on 8.
Okay.
I have to get this one right. I have to.
Number one.
Okay.
Once I visited my dad on the day that his cat, one of his 9 cats, gave birth to 6 more kittens. Crazy day. 2, my mum named our first dog after Scully from the X-Files. Great character.
Yeah.
3, I played 1 season of ice hockey as a kid, and we won the championship in my local town, and I never played ever again.
I see that being true.
Don't read me for filth like that.
Next thing you know, you get a casting call for an ice hockey vertical.
I would love that. You know who really needs that call? Zane Claudio needs that call. He's really good at ice hockey.
Who do I see? Did I say I saw Tyler Shear actually recently do ice hockey? But then again, he has professional training. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. I think it's number 1. I'm sorry. I think it's Scully. I don't think she named anything after Scully. Are you locked in? Yeah, I'm locked in. Number 1. It's gonna sound creepy if I tell you why, but
okay. The number 1 is true. It was crazy. Honestly, I was 12. I got to Portugal, and I remember the cat being in a cardboard box in the corner of a room, kind of shrieking, and that was I learned about cat birth. Number 2 is true. My mum was a huge X-Files fan, and I think had a massive crush on Scully, so named our first dog Scully. Beautiful, beautiful dog, farm dog that was so energetic. He used to jump like an 8-foot-high fence and just go for runs. Crazy. You gotta be really careful with farm dogs. Number 3 is the lie. I played 1 season of AFL, Australian football. We won the league by like bare minimum contribution, and I never played the sport again.
Wow. Okay.
That got both of us.
Do I? Yeah. Neither you get a point then? Oh.
No, it's fine. I need to tame her down. Guys. She's on. No, thank you. I get to breathe.
Yeah.
At least I'm not going to be saying 14-8. I know, it's a rivalry between the both of us, and it's just, hey, at least he gets the point. You won.
Yeah, I got a point. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, you got the point. You won. There you go.
I'm gonna be riding high all day.
All right. Oh my god, I need to stop. I need to work on my laughing, man. Just right, rapid fire.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready and willing.
2.5 minutes on the timer. Going now. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
What's your all-time favorite snack?
Ooh. Sorry, trying to be quick. Percy Pigs. Specific, but yes. Percy Pigs, really good. Yeah.
Guys, I just had some of those back in July because I was in the UK. Okay.
Yeah,
Mac. They are Mac or PC?
Mac right now. I'm pretty invested. I've got all of them now. I'm stuck.
Apple, yes. Hoodie or jacket?
Hoodie.
Okay. If you could only eat one fruit forever, what would it be?
Mango.
Ooh, very exotic. Green or orange?
Green.
Owl or tiger?
Tiger.
If you could invent...
I did it in my head, yeah.
If you could invent a new ice cream flavor, what would it be?
Oh, such a good question. I think maybe I'm gonna go something real weird. I'm gonna go like Migarang noodles, just because it'll be horrible and no one will buy it, but exotic, right?
I won't buy it. Exotic, but okay.
Like
that. Sorry to you.
I would even try it.
It would be horrible, but it would be exciting.
I thought you were gonna say like Vegemite flavored.
It's a step below even what I said, to be honest.
Oh god. All right. Smoothie or soda?
Ooh, smoothie.
Oh. Okay, smoothie. Walkers or Lays?
Oh, walkers.
Yes. Beach vacation or mountain escape?
I love the mountains. I love the
Mm.
mountains.
It's interesting you say mountains because you are from the coastal Australia, so okay.
Yeah, that's true. My parents are massive skiers, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Probably. Burgers or sandwiches?
Sandwiches.
Oh god. Tim Tams or Penguin Bar?
Tim Tams by a million miles. The UK doesn't understand.
They don't.
Penguins pretend they're nowhere near as good.
They're not. They're not. You're absolutely right. What's the most beautiful place you've seen?
Oh, Rajasthan, northern India. The
Mm.
deserts out there are unparalleled. Like the sunset in
And the
India
palaces.
is the palaces. Yeah,
Mhm.
like the city of Jaisalmer, the fort in
Mhm.
Jaisalmer is so pretty.
Yeah. Cappuccino or matcha?
Cappuccino, but I'm intrigued by matcha. I don't want to
Hmm.
close the door on matcha so quick, but cappuccino.
Okay. Dancing or puzzles?
I probably enjoy dancing more. I haven't done puzzles for a while.
Do you enjoy camping?
I love camping. Yeah.
Mhm. Win a game by luck or lose with style?
Ooh. The cheeky side of me is like win at all costs.
Ah,
But like I'm gonna take a leaf out of Buzz Lightyear's falling with style and lose with style because there's more grace to it.
amen to that. Theme park or arcade?
Theme park, but I haven't been on a roller coaster for a while, so I'm praying that I'm not at that point in my life where it starts to mess with you.
Play a villain or a hero?
Hero, well-written villain are kind of on the same level as a hero to me, but hero probably.
Okay. What's your all-time favorite movie?
Dog Day Afternoon.
Mm.
Early Al Pacino, so good.
Candlelight dinner or stargazing picnic?
Depends on the company, doesn't it? I
That's
love a good
significant
candlelight
other.
dinner. I'm not gonna lie, but we're taking candles to the picnic. I'm doing picnic.
Okay. Photo booth pictures or Polaroids at home?
There's something very nice about a Polaroid. I think a Polaroid.
Yeah, I agree. What's your favorite? Sorry, who's your favorite actress or actor?
Ooh, great question. I mean, like easy to look at heroes like the Marlon Brandos of the world. Very, very, very high up on my list. But again, I'm probably going to say Stephen Graham, who I mentioned before, just for his versatility. And I think what he brings to his roles, it's unbelievable. And I dream of being half the actor he is.
Of course, life goals. Compliments or eye contact?
Sorry, not rapid fire. Compliments. People can look at the floor.
The timer already went off. It's fine. Compliments or witty banter?
Witty banter. I love a little chit chat.
Yes. Are you a morning person or night owl?
As of recently, a morning person. I very recently have started enjoying the mornings more than anything. I love it. I get up and I walk.
Well, it is the best time in New York to enjoy those mornings.
Yeah.
Deep talks or voice notes?
Deep talks.
Deep talks or surprise gifts?
Deep talks.
Send a risky text or get caught in person?
Risky text.
Gotta go for it. A time you were surprised?
When I got into drama school here, I kind of auditioned not really expecting it, and then it completely reshaped the next several years of my life.
Oh, of course, we're sitting with you right now.
Exactly.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
My mum, when she dropped me off, I keep saying my mum like it's one person. This could be any number of four, but this is a different one from the previous story. My mum, when she dropped me off at school, it just would become a thing. She'd say, learn something. And I think we both knew school isn't necessarily going to teach you everything to learn. No. She's not saying go there and be academic. She didn't really care about my grades, but learn something, stay awake, stay aware, be present.
Yeah, of course. Scream or stay silent?
I think naturally I'm more of a stay silent guy, but I want to say scream here.
Yeah, we like a little bit of screaming.
Yeah, we can hope.
Save one loved one or save 100 strangers.
This is so dramatic. I feel like my loved ones, I feel like are pretty down to earth, pretty understanding, pretty level headed people who have. I think my family's like not so caught on the concept of death being final. I think we have a broad understanding of what death can be. 100 people is a lot of people. Sorry, my loved ones.
I only asked this to one other person, and they said their loved ones. So
did you see how I did the philosophical round though?
Yeah,
I had to foundation.
You did the whole nirvana right there.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw what
I'm glad
you did.
You get it, Taha. I'm glad.
Of course I get it. I am of Indian descent. Of course I get it.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I feel seen.
So the last one is of this very long rapid fire is belonging or loyalty.
Ooh, I think one leads to the other, but loyalty is unbelievably important. Loyalty, I think when you understand loyalty properly, it is a sense of belonging.
Absolutely. I agree. Well, guys, that was a very long rapid fire. We broke out.
I loved it. Thank you. I'm sorry we broke the timer.
I always break the timer, but not this long. I never mess up during a rapid fire. You have made me messed up. So you have made me want to work on myself when it comes to rapid fires.
Hey, like we said, we at the very beginning, we're always growing. We're always learning.
Of course. No, I agree. So, Teig, I want to open the floor for you to ask us any questions. If you have.
This is great. Thank you for the floor. I'm taking it. I first off, I want to say how important shows like this one are in this space. We've spoken a lot about sort of the potential of the vertical industry. We've spoken a lot about like sort of the opportunities that it's given a lot of people like myself, like crews, like you guys. The more that we're talking, the more that we communicate, the better we understand the space in the industry, the more we can innovate, the more we can elevate. So I'm really, really, really thankful for you guys and all of the fans that participate in the conversation around verticals. It's really, really exciting. And I also think it's imperative that you guys feel part of this. I think what's so special about verticals is we're not super separated by some false sense of Hollywood, blah, 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 blah. We're like regular people. We're like human beings, and we're approachable. We're accessible in a way that's really, really cool and really exciting, and sort of flips some of that egoic Hollywood stuff on its head in a way that's really healthy for everyone. So first off, thank you guys for creating a platform. Thank you guys for participating. Thank you guys for speaking. Stay outspoken. Stay loud about what we got, what we need, what we're seeing in the industry, what we as the audience kind of want in verticals moving forward, and how you guys want to elevate, because people are definitely listening. Sometimes it feels like we're speaking in a vacuum. People are absolutely listening. From like speaking from somewhat of the inside of things, it is making a difference. So it's amazing. Please keep going, keep vocal, keep present. So thank you for that platform and that space. In terms of questions, what sort of verticals are you guys looking for in the next, say, 6 months? What direction do you want things to go to in that short of a window?
You want to go first, Jennifer?
Yeah, I would like to see more horror, more thrillers, those kind of, and I would love to get out of the toxicity that are in these verticals. Nobody should hit anybody, but especially I was raised that men should not be hitting females, and it seems like in these types of films we do see that quite a bit, and I would love to just get away from that, get back to the good moral standpoint. So yeah, those are the kind of things that I would love to see in the future, and it's possible. I mean, I think, and a good thing is there was a vertical actor, I can't remember who it was, but I just seen it this morning, that was speaking out about it, about the disrespect towards females in general.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
like I
was
said,
not.
nobody should be hitting nobody. No woman should hit a man. No
Nope.
woman should hit another woman. You know, things like that. But especially like that whole male toxicity towards females. I would love to get away from that. So.
Yeah. No, absolutely. For me personally, I want to see more plot twists, thrillers. Just, they should just take a classic Hollywood movie and turn it into a vertical. Like, I feel like that would be really good. Like, think outside the box. We're done with the billionaires and the CEOs and the werewolves and, the girl. Why can't a girl be successful? Why can't she end up choosing herself instead of choosing the toxic man? And going back to the one, and I told you, don't ever do it again. When you were supporting with Mariah and wait, what's his name? Miles. No. I was in his DMs. I'm like, do not play
I was like,
second
don't do that
fiddle
again.
ever again. Because I hated the ending. He was so bloody toxic.
I agree. I don't know why that story went that direction. I feel like it would have been better for his character as well had he have conceded and known that they were better together. I feel like it would have been better. And that's them just being cornered by archetypes more than anything, and certainly not sort of wanting to innovate in the writing. Yeah, I do remember you messaging me. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
I was like, well, at least if you're going to be supporting, at least end up bagging the girl. Like, come on.
Right?
Enough about that. Oh, I'm giving away too much information tonight. But yeah, that's definitely what we want to see. Less of the... Because I know it's from Chinese dramas. Like, I understand respecting cultures and stuff, but sorry, American culture does not slap. We do not beg. We do not bow. We don't do all of that. Sorry. Keep that in China.
And it's a process. It's like we're all learning from each other, and it's not to usurp anyone out of the space either. These guys have brought incredible opportunities to us, but it's about, like you said before, respecting culture, respecting that like storytelling does take different forms in different cultures, and that's not something you just ignore, because you then, like we said before, you alienate parts of your market, your audiences, because we've not assessed properly how to translate these cultural differences into a product that works for both sides of the market. So it's a process, just learning from one another, doing so kindly, not assuming that we know best or that they know best or any of that, but coming humbly to the table to collaborate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? Now that I think of it and you're talking about culture, get a classic Bollywood movie on there.
So true. So true.
You can become the SRK of verticals if you do one.
Oh my gosh.
Huge compliment right there. There you go.
Huge,
I see it.
Huge.
I see it happening. For those of you who don't know who SRK is, go do your research. Do your research. Go.
Yes. Honestly, that would be a pleasure. I would love it. I would love to get into Bollywood at some point in general in my life. That country is so special to me.
You really
I would love to go and give something back to the country, to be part of some of their cultural expression.
I think if you were to audition, get into the, get in touch with them, they would take you on. I'm pretty sure they would.
Hey, listen, anyone listening, or Taha, if you know anyone, send them my way.
My roots do not extend that far.
Not yet.
Not yet. Gosh. Oh my God.
Okay, folks. So you heard it first, Mr. Teig. Now we know what a Teig is.
Yeah, so that's a Teig.
So yes, there's the Teig. So I'm signing off. We're gonna go and link all of your socials down in the caption. And this is episode number 31. And if you've watched this far, thank you so much. And thank you to Teig for coming on here to talk about experiences and for that amazing Chewbacca impression.
Oh,
and if anybody is So until next time,